Hey guys, back with another weekly recap, and today I'll be covering what's going on economically, are we technically sound, and where is price going? Because this prior week we had a bunch of consolidation, and we're gonna look at why that's going on. All right, so let's get straight into it. If we look on the weekly, we had a very large expansion, and then we kind of traded into this weekly fair value gap. We're in a deep premium. So this week was, if you look at it, like it's very consolidated. And just economically, we have a bunch of tariffs coming in, coming out, and whatever else. So what happened today? What was different about today? Well, we went into a deep discount on Friday right here, where we traded into this lower daily fair value gap. Okay, price immediately traded higher. So to say that we could have anticipated that today, Tuesday, was going to be bullish is very true, because right here we're creating this large swing point where price is reacting to this lower discount fair value gap. So price should expand uh, with that narrative. Okay, so during Asia session, right here from Monday, which was a holiday, we actually traded into this 4 hour fair value gap. Price is reacting very bullishly. We have some targets up here. We had these highs. And so New York AM session actually traded into these 1 hour lows. We took out London session low. Let me mark out this 1 hour. You have two 1 hours right here. Those are the lower discount fair value gaps. So price does not need to take out Asia session in this instance, because in my model I have what's called the Asia continuation model. And because we expanded prior to that New York AM session, like price is very clear and we have clear intention where we're going. There's no reason why price should have to come back to this Asia session, this Asia range, uh, because of those factors included. And so we had these highs that were built up. That was going to be our target. But again, everything that we're basing our trade off of is coming off of the higher time frame. That's because of these discount fair value gaps. What's going on with Asia session where we don't have to trade down to that low. And then what happened on Friday. So putting all those puzzle pieces together, we know that price is going to expand higher right here. We just have to find out where. Well, a very high probability area right here. Once we traded lower, we had this inversion right here. As soon as that inverts, you could enter right there, targeting some of these highs. Okay, so what do we have this week in terms of news? Let me turn on yellow. So today we actually had CB consumer confidence. Prior to this was a red folder. I'm not sure why, but they've changed it back to an orange folder. And I'm assuming they're thinking that like price isn't moving as actively towards this. However, price was it was very positive. The consumer confidence was very positive, and that showed very bullishly on our chart. And as well as we delayed some tariffs to Europe, and so that's gonna ultimately help us because tariffs have been very bearish. And then tomorrow we have FOMC meeting minutes. It doesn't have the second meeting attached to it, so I'm not sure how much of an impact it will have. However, I believe what happened today is kind of pricing in what we're expecting tomorrow, which is like a talk about potential rate cuts. Because we're really due for one. Like for us to go the entire May and or sorry, the entire year of 2025 and not have a rate cut would be pretty crazy. Following that, Thursday we're gonna have GDP, unemployment claims. All of this stuff, honestly, to me is very bullish. So that's what I'm expecting following the rest of this week. Okay, so I could see us trading up and inverting this, and then that would be our final leg into these highs. That's really going to determine if our bias is correct and if we could move forward and follow our plan to ultimately have profitability. So, you guys have a good one. Catch you later.